younger than that. I think I had on a little
Yeah, I forgot to press the go live button.
Department store or whatever. My mom's, but they didn't
Hope
make all the
everybody's
stuff like
doing
they
good
do
today. Hope y'all had a good Wednesday. So Joe Chips has announced that he's not going to be able to make it tonight. I think other people are having their own competition or something in their own side of the world.
That was right over there.
I might be myself tonight, but it'll be all right. I'll just compete by myself, and I'll be the winner.
Neighborhood street intersection.
Well, of course he did.
Yeah, sure. And attracting all the people. So I just kind of, those are from different people, the different shots. I just kind of combined them all together. And Gunther, who is getting excited when he recognizes a particular balloon. We talked about that being Flip-Flop Fantasies that came up on the air. And that balloon just got sold to a new person as well.
Yeah, Roger Clark from Greer, South Carolina. Roger used to be part of the safety team out here. In fact, my first year, he was on the safety team with me at Balloon Fiesta. And he has a couple additional pilots, Dan Gerbis and Joseph.
So shout out to RealRadio.app. Make sure you give them a shout out. Make an account, put in the Brandon's Balloons as a promo code, get you hooked up for a month. And then
I can't tell
let him know the ins and outs, the goods, the bads. He might help you out later on with that, but it'll be a real radio communication real time, and also tracks all your flights, including hot air balloons. So that's RealRadio.app. Go show him some love and show love back. Joe Chips YouTube channel and Gustavo YouTube channel. Shout out. Don't forget to get that. To get them subscribed. Give them a little like button and notification bell. Sorry, I bit my tongue this morning when I sneezed, so it's very hard for me to talk right now. So just bear with me. I might not be talking as much, especially if I'm being by myself. All right, we got Valdez coming.
Sister Ellen spots brother Tim on the crown line. So, which is kind of a fun one, you know, to be watching.
All right, cool beans. Got Valdez coming.
So, and this guy's been watching forever as well, and he was hoping that we would get his picture on, and then there's someone else is sitting there in their bare feet watching. So
with a glass of wine.
With a glass of wine.
Hey, again, 5 o'clock somewhere.
And is that a balloon puzzle that he has on the table? Maybe can't tell. Can't tell. A lot of great balloon puzzles. In fact, we've got 4 or 5 different balloon puzzles in the merchandise shop.
Yes, we do.
At BalloonFiestaStuff.com. So you can always relive those. We take some of our official photographers that sometimes will have such a stunning picture that will turn that into a puzzle. Always great stuff. And the last one here yet, this is the one I was telling you about from over in the UK, where the nighttime shows begin at 1 a.m. And so they were ready for the balloon blow to get started last night.
I'm sure they have their cup of tea ready to go and watch.
In their jammies, ready to watch. So, hey, thanks for sharing all those pictures and all the ones that we didn't get a chance to show as well. If you've got some great watch pictures of you watching, your animals watching, however you're watching Balloon Fiesta Live, or if you're out here with us or around balloons, go ahead and share those. And heck, pilots that you're watching the replay of this, because I hope you're not watching us live while you're flying.
Please don't.
Although we've heard of that.
Yes.
Yes. Take those pictures if you can, and then send them to us. Balloon Fiesta Live at BalloonFiesta.com.
Yeah. A lot of Balloon Fiestas.
A lot of Balloon Fiestas in there.
There's the straight-up ballooning team from Fort Worth, Texas, at Matt Roberson.
That's the trailer.
The trailer, yeah.
Yeah, the trailer down in the bottom. The balloons are the Rainbow Riders balloons.
Trying to stay out the way of the launch from the airplane, so I got to be careful with that.
Look at the size of the basket there. Now you can see the 4 burners. Most of our balloons have 2. Some only have 1. The big balloons have multiples to get more heat in there. But yeah, there's the
gonna be a flight briefing.
The 4 burners.
Give me time to
and actually even
correct
the
or decorrect.
Panels. That's what that kind of beige color is off to the side. There you go. Perfect shot of it. Thank you. So yeah, so there's one with only 3 burners.
So what we're doing is, I mean, if we have enough people, we'll do Hare and Hound. If not, we're just doing Splash or Dash.
The basket isn't really big enough.
And you're not putting as
and the way we coming in, we're only going to get 1 shot. So you're either going to get the 10 or the 5.
But yeah, laying on the side.
The way the winds are looking, so just a heads up. Pick your best shot.
Boy, we're getting great shots up because it is not that light out here yet.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so our cameras are really picking up great stuff. Xfinity Rewards. Xfinity, the sponsor of our navigators. They're the volunteers here at Balloon Fiesta, about 1,200 of them working for us for just a little bit of swag and, of course, the joy of ballooning.
And if we have multiple people, I'll be the hare. I mean, I can still compete for one of the splash or dash competition points, but I'll be the hare. But y'all will have to wait about 5 minutes before y'all take off after I do, obviously. But that's if we have multiple people show up.
After flight operations.
Yeah, when you think about all this, that makes sense that Xfinity would be the balloon of the day. John Green and his Intrepid balloon team, that's his balloon laid out with his trailer.
And all of these pilots that are on the field now are non-competition pilots. They've elected just to fun fly the Fiesta. That's what they like doing. And so our competitors will be going off the field here after we clear this, what we like to call, well, I like to call it the mini mass ascension. Again, anywhere else in the country would probably be a regular event. Really into it because they're always waiting around right there at the briefing tower to see who, what, where, and when. So once the scoring team gets all of their data, they go and they post it over at the in the SID as well as over at Sandia Mountains. Yeah, not as fast. I think that's Peanuts Forever, and he's pretty far. Oh, he's right over our left shoulder. That's got to be coming from
What's up, Valdez?
Camera as well.
To match my weather, we're doing custom live. I found out that actual live weather, and if you like go back in time, if those winds were like 20 miles an hour, they're going to be 20 miles an hour. So custom live, you can adjust the time and the winds don't get affected. So what we're going to do for now, we're going to fly in. We got literally one chance. The way we're coming in, we're either going to go for the 10-pointer or the 5-pointer. And both of those are not going to be easy. So
588.
we'll see. Once the in fact, I'm about to go ahead and go find me a place to take off.
Wave, Mom.
Good looking balloon.
We've been giving Matt a hard time because we asked for
kind of
pictures of the
up.
balloon so that we can make trading cards. That's actually a very new balloon, and so you have to inflate it to be able to get that kind of picture. And Matt said, well, I don't have any good pictures of it. I don't have any good pictures. And so he said we would get them this year, but I've been giving him a hard time about that. We've got great pictures of your balloon now, Matt.
Find me a little spot here. I'll probably take off from out here.
Just about 3 minutes away from the balloon of the day and our national anthem.
Probably gonna take off from here in the parking lot area.
And then we will start operations here at the ExxonMobil Fiesta, the 3rd edition. I'm Ted Mays along with
Art Lloyd Jr.
The winds are really kicking. So what I'm going to do, wow.
It seems like the years just feel right out.
I might want to move.
It seems like I was saying around here. It's just the other way.
You got me beat on that one. I didn't come to town until 1976.
Let me move this one.
But it didn't take long to find a way to get involved with Balloon Fiesta.
Well, my father, he was HR manager for the aircraft, the GE aircraft.
There's the Pueblo Culture Center standing up.
And I just recently was going through a box, obviously moved. It's been, actually, it's been 4 years since I moved from here, but I finally got to one of my last boxes to go through. And I found, I think I sent it to you, these launch tickets that General Electric sponsored a balloon out here. My dad did.
Boy, sucks out so bad.
The plants
sucks
go
so
take
bad.
rides. And it was just really funny to see where we were at and how far we've come. It's kind of like that story that Tommy Rutherford had with Sid, where he went out there and to Coronado Center, and they were expecting a few hundred people, and they showed up.
20,000.
Yeah, he just kind of went, okay, he was Anthony, let's just do this. So it was crazy.
Yeah, Tommy had some passes he was going to hand out to let people get up and close to it. He said we drove up and like, yeah,
He threw in the back seat. There's our own now. That's phenomenal.
All right. Henry Rosenbaum has now sent me what Monday's competition is going to be.
So please do tell.
Well, I got to get it downloaded first.
There's Al Nell's
Beautiful world.
a beautiful balloon.
And one of the manufacturer tents, Ultramat.
Yes. All the manufacturers are there on the southeasterly side of the field behind the Sid Cutter Pavilion. So if you're out at the other field and you'd like to
pretty
go
much
see what a new balloon
what we're going to do
like
is
design a balloon,
you can
I know
take
that
off, or
many
I'm taking off, but we're flying in.
have their southern so
Oh.
we're going to send it for today's
Because we still only have a
national
few people, we're just going to do the splash or dash, so you pretty much have to fly in. And you have to score either here or here, which is 5 points or 10 points. So you have to go off somewhere and fly in. Make sure you match the weather.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
But you have to be no less than 1 mile away. No less than 1 nautical mile away.
for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
There's your national anthem, and we are underway at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, competition day number 1. But first, we're going to have a mini mass ascension off Fiesta Field.
Of just 300 balloons.
Yeah.
Alrighties, yep.
Again, that was Jacob Little in the Xfinity balloon from Glendale, Arizona. And you got word from Henry exactly what the competition was today.
I did. I pulled up the task. So as expected, Monday, traditional that we do the Sid Cutter Memorial task. So we're going to put a little boat out there in the center of the field. And there's going to be an X right off the bow of that boat. And the X, center of the X is the 0 point. And the closest point that gets you a score is the bow of the boat.
Okay.
So the
About
best
to see
score
how
is
far
somewhere
everybody
around
is.
6
Yeah, I
or
know
8
my
feet.
stupid ass
If you're in the
balloon
boat
being
or
done.
on the boat, you're going to get
All
that
right, see
score.
how far
if
you
your
are
marker
down there.
falls
Let's see.
outside of the boat, think of it as
It
being in
won't
the
let me.
water. So they'll measure it to whatever distance it is and add 300 feet.
Okay.
Because they have to retrieve it out of the water.
Right.
Now they're also going to put some fabric out there. They're going to outline some areas. So a couple of islands that
Won't
you
let me
could
see
hit,
how far
and
I
you'll get
am,
scored
or
to
how
that.
far you
So
are.
some
You might want to
beachfront
push back a
problem.
little bit more
Okay.
Well,
about
there's
it.
a whole
Might be a little too
landmass, but
close.
It would be more your beachfront in
All right,
addition
hold
to
on.
the islands. So there's 3 sections
Yeah,
of
you need to
land
push back
that
a
you
little
can
bit.
hit in addition
Valdez,
to the
you're
boat.
just a
Now,
little
those
too
are
close.
obviously much
See right here, you
farther
need to
away
be
than the
beyond
boat,
1
so
mile.
Your distance is going to be out there.
Beyond
but
1
you get
nautical
in the
mile,
land,
bro.
You get your
You gotta push
actual
back a little.
distance. Get in the boat, you get your actual distance. Go in the water, it's your distance plus 300 feet.
Gotcha.
Okay? Now,
So you
just
literally
to
have to be
mix it up some more. We're
1
gonna
mile
do a task
away
called a
from this
hesitation
wall.
waltz, or a
So you need
hes
to
waltz,
push
people
back a
will
little bit more,
abbreviate it
Valdez.
as. There will be 4 X's out there, and they kind of outline a square around where the boat is. So if you're off to the left, you're off to the right, something like that, you're going to be able to aim your marker at one of those X's. Now you can only throw on one of those. It's 2 tasks. You throw on the Sid Cutter. In fact, you need to throw your red marker on the Sid Cutter.
I was going to ask which color you had to throw.
Red goes on that. You can throw any color other than red or orange on the hesitation waltz X's.
Right.
And those will be measured to the center of the X. There's none of that extra penalty stuff for being too far out of the area, etc. So you're going to come over, you're going to come in, you're going to try and throw a red marker on the boat, and you're going to try and throw any other color on one of the X's. 2 different tasks, 2 different sets of scores today.
Gotcha.
I didn't see in there whether they were going to set the truck up. Now, last year,
Yes.
we actually put an old-time truck out there
From Cutter Aviation.
from Cutter Aviation. It's a little farther away from the X than the boat is, but still closer than the islands or the landmass.
So once you get down there,
Yeah, you're
you'll
good
let
now.
us know if there's going to be.
Once
Thank
we
you,
get down there,
Valdez.
we'll
Thank
see
you.
if the
Appreciate
truck
the
has been
gracias.
set up
Thank
and
you
how
all.
all of that comes
All right,
together.
so
There's some riders checking off.
you
their
get
bucket
one
list.
shot,
Rainbow
one
riders
takeoff.
out here.
We saw those big
Make it
baskets
count.
laying on the side earlier,
make sure you're matching this.
and that one looks like
Match
one
my
of those.
weather, match the time.
3 or 4 burners,
22.58 UTC. Thank you,
And
Valdez.
it's like
Thank
at
you.
4.
And then, yeah,
Lopez, I don't know where you're
It's
at,
like
but
618.
if you want to play
615.
and fly, you have to go within one nautical, no less than 1 nautical mile away.
Yeah, that is one Garcia Patrol.
So you
from
get
Eastern
one shot,
Canada.
one chance. It's going to be very hard
So
and
again,
difficult.
Rainbow Riders has
but
their
we
own
shall see.
operations here within the United
So,
States in 4 locations.
as I normally
But
say
for
to
Balloon
everybody,
Fiesta, they will
have a good
sub
flight,
out,
have a
ride,
safe landing,
company operations,
and I'll see
from
y'all
all
on
over
the other
United
side.
States and as well as Canada. And last year I had a friend of mine's son. He and his better half came down here from Toronto. I was going to have them fly with Brad Rice, a local pilot, because they had. All right, well, while we wait for the competition to begin and all the action starts, it's going to be fast because, again, there's only an hour of open window, at least is what they've said thus far. Again, conditions can always change on Fiesta Field, so we never know how that's going to take us, so that's going to be a decision of the scoring team, as well as the operations team here. And safety team. But in the meantime, several of these shape balloons that have elected to static on the northeast side of the field. We even have some down here on the southeastern side of the field. When Pigs Fly and Bill Brooker with Plano. You're looking at the Capybara, Steggy the Dinosaur, obviously the ever famous Vader balloon. But back in the day, when I would come to the Fiesta, they allowed the crowd to get right up to the storage areas. And I'll never forget, I was probably 12 or 13 years old. Sid Cutter came in for a full local Pontiac. They don't even have Pontiac cars anymore. The dealer would pony up a car to give away at the Fiesta. And they would put a set of keys at the top of the pole. Okay. And happened on right in front of everybody. Pretty amazing thing to watch back then. But for safety reasons, we got to make sure with more balloons, because there weren't that many at the time. Instance or accident. So we're going to send it back down to Art. I believe he's down there ready. Art, what are we doing down there?
Well, Ted, the target area is officially open.
Man, I'm way the hell off.
Let the PA folks know that we are out here. The targets are open. There are 8 different places that they can throw their baggies or their markers on. The best one, the most coveted one, is to hit the bow of this boat, the USS Sid Cutter. Just a nice little boat out here, the bow. Right here, as we look at if we can check my figure right, this is the spot. This is going to be the absolute best scoring position.
Yeah, I'm way the hell off.
So Art, it has to be right there on the bow of the boat, not in the boat, but on the bow. Good morning, Balloon Fiesta. This is Ted Mays along with Art Lloyd. Art is down on the field right in the middle of our competition area. Today is the Sid Cutter Memorial, and I'll let Art talk a little bit about what the pilots are trying to do tonight in the field. Art?
Thanks, Dad. Welcome to the Sid Cutter Memorial competition on day 1. We are right at the perfect, best spot to drop your marker today. This is the boat, the Sid Cutter. And the best scoring spot is right here on the bow of the boat. The farther away from the very
Shit, they got
point
me
you
in-
get,
I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna say
the
nothing.
score gets a little bit harder. The distance gets longer. You can land in the boat, but if your marker falls outside the boat, that is like falling into the water. And so while they will measure that, they will add 300 feet to that for the scoring. Now, where they're going to measure, come on this way, Dylan. They're going to measure to this little X here. And this X is folded up because this is not actually the scoring, it's the measuring point. So they're going to measure from this spike right over to the bow. That's the best
All right,
spot. Now, that's
both
only
hands
one
coming
target.
on
There
there.
are 7 other places that you can drop your marker out here. There are 2 islands. We've marked those off. So those would be land, and we will measure directly to those. There is an entire landmass, or think of it as beachfront property. You can land in there, and the distance from this measuring point to those will be your distance. All the grass area is water. We'll measure it, but add 300 feet to that. On top of that, there are 4 X's kind of out in the corners of the scoring area. That is a totally separate task. It's called a hesitation waltz. Pilots can drop a marker on any one of those. You can't go on 2, 3, or 4. You just pick one and go on that one. The other piece of this is when you're doing the Sid Cutter, you need to drop a red or an orange marker. On the X's, any color except red or orange. That's how we're going to know which target to measure your baggie from, by the color. So if you throw a blue one over here on the boat, we're going to measure it to the closest X, not the Sid Cutter one. If you throw your red one on an X, we're going to measure it to the Sid Cutter measuring point, not to the X. So you have to be sure that you remember what color to throw where. The box that we've been watching all morning is really high, really slow. We're not sure they're going to get the opportunity to make a lot of different passes come by the target area this morning. And it's only open until 9 o'clock this morning. We'll be watching. I suspect most of them will be coming in from the northwest area. We'll be watching for that to happen. We'll be right here and bring it all to you live on Balloon Fiesta, live right here on day 1 of competition at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Sound like a good deal, Ted?
Sounds like a plan, sir. I'll tell everybody, you know, Art and I have been doing ballooning for many, many, many years, and this is probably, for me, one of the most fun days that are out there. So we will anticipate competition pilots coming in. I can see some of them already headed in. If you guys look to the north and the west, you'll see some of those racer balloons. They're kind of like a Fabergé egg shape. Those are competitors that are trying to make their way into the field, and as they come in, Art's going to be calling out to myself their banner number so we can see exactly who it is. But when you're dealing with 650 plus balloons, a lot of times that memory kind of goes away back and forth, especially with Art, I know that this is pretty exciting for you. This is your favorite part of the competition, correct?
Oh, this is absolutely one of the favorite parts, Dave. And we're just starting to identify some of the folks that are out here, what the strategies might be. I see one of the little racer balloons out there that we know is hot stuff. It's the multicolor with the multicolored chilies all around the center. We're watching one with a nice orange cross that just dropping back down from up high as well. And as I look, there is a little bit direction to the east and southeast. I'm kind of looking at one of the ride balloons, Sundance, to kind of pick out that direction. So there is still steerage up there. And it's going to be interesting to see who gets here, because they're going to have to, remember, they had to go at least a mile away, find a launch site that is a legal launch area. Directly north of the field, which would be great places to launch, is the Sandia Pueblo. That is not a place that you can legally launch from. Great places to land, and great opportunities and relations we have with the Sandia Pueblo, but one of the agreements is we'll be not launching from there. I do see one coming in a little right over the corner. It's going to be a few minutes before anybody gets to the target area.
Rain over there. Holy shit.
Well, as we discussed before this morning, before we went down onto the field,
Got
these
it.
competition pilots, right after pilot briefing,
Got it.
exited
You
the
know you
field
can't
and then
take
started
off
their
like that. You
strategy.
already
So
took
they've
off
been
once.
watching the pilots take off from the mass ascension to kind of see what's
So
going
that,
on.
I mean,
But
that,
what ends up
technically
happening in
that
Albuquerque
was it.
is
You just got to
the
got to
conditions
qualify,
at the
bro.
field are ever changing.
Can't
We
do
deal
that.
in a micro
already in the air.
meteorological
You can fly, but you no longer you now have been
Whereas,
disqualified
if you're
because
watching
of
the
that. You
weather on
can't compete
TV,
now on this one.
it's not going to be the same. So we're constantly changing out here at the field, and if you've noticed from when the first balloons launched to now, many of them are boxing back over and coming over. So many of these you see to the east are not competition pilots; they are just flying today. But the competition pilots that are coming in, they have their eyes on exactly everything that they are doing, so they can make their way here to the field.
So Ted, keep your eye on the yellow one with the orange cross. That's going to be the first one coming in for a pass. We're actually going to walk over to one of the X's just so we can show you what that looks like from out here.
That is pilot Tim
My
Cloyd.
guess is the orange one's... Oh, sure. I should have known that. He's going to kind of go right between them. The other thing that we're going to be talking about as they come over, they're still moving
Damn it, man.
a little bit fast, and that means you have to compensate for the momentum of the balloon and therefore your baggie as they come in. You can't wait until you're directly over it and drop it, because the baggie's going to continue that momentum. You have to gauge that, let go of the marker before you get to the target so that the momentum is there. So not only do you have to fly here, you have to figure out when to drop your marker as well.
We're going to watch Tim drop it live here on Balloon Fiesta Live, and for all of you that are at the field, you can watch him drop it. It's from Iowa.
So, Ted, we've made it over to one of the hesitation waltz X's. Remember, we said that there are 4 of these here. So here's the center. They've already got the measuring tape on it. Remember, throwing on an X is a marker other than red or orange. And these are about 25 feet. Closest to the center of the X is what's going to get you that point. But remember, all 4 of these X's are in effect the same target. You can throw on any one of the X's, and somebody really close on this one will beat somebody that's not quite so close on another one. Our next pass over on the eastern side, yellow equator.
Burning like hell right now.
That's
21
banner.
is on the basket.
I knew
That's
it
the
should've
banner
took off
number.
from the fields right there. Shit.
And that is Jim Walters from Holt Summit, Missouri.
I should have gone right there. That's what the hell I should have done.
So he is coming over the landmass. There's his marker. He's got the orange one in hand. He throws it. It's inside the land. So the first throw is a good score in the Sid Cutter Memorial Competition. That will get measured to that measuring point right off the bow of the boat. We've got one coming in directly overhead, black with the yellow, orange, green spikers are kind of high. We'll watch and see if they decide to throw from that
West
high.
wind, man. Shit.
And here it comes. It's not an orange and not too far off the island, but that will get measured to an X because it is not red. The racer, the hot stuff racer, is coming in over the east side of the field. That might be Jody Browning.
You are correct, sir.
Being followed in by the Arizona flag design, blue at the bottom, yellow and orange stripes on the top, and the gold stars along the equator. But see, he's higher than the racer, and so higher than the racer, you're moving more to the southeast, where the racer is moving directly south.
See, there are west winds up here.
I see a lot more balloons making their way back north. So there is definitely the opportunity to use the box to get back around. Whether it will be straight enough to be able to get to the center of the field will be something we'll have to keep an eye on.
And Art, that's Bob Romanowski from Peoria, Arizona, in Arizona Superstar.
So for those who are trying to figure out how to get here, on the north end of the field, you have to be on the west side of the field because there is definitely a layer in there. I'm watching the white balloon. There's a banner on it. I can't quite yet read yet.
Yes.
A white balloon with some green and blue at the top and the bottom. As he's dropping or she is dropping through that layer, they're getting that push to the east. So this whole set of racers, if you look out to the north and a little bit northwest, those are the folks that are going to be in great shape. In fact, I see Pat Irwin out there.
He
flew our camera yesterday. We had great pictures. Yeah. And last year when he flew our camera, he ended up going the wrong direction on us. So today he doesn't have our camera, and it looks like he's going to have a great line into the target area today.
Come on, man. Come on.
Art, that white balloon right over to the north part of the field with the green and the blue, that's Royal Fortune being flown by Mike Lorenz from Canton, Ohio. This is his third Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, and he's trying to get in the field here and put some points on the board.
Keep an eye just to the left of him, to the west of him, the red racer. That might be Gary Cass. He's kind of dropping quickly through that layer, trying to avoid the push to the southeast. See more of those shapes coming in, or we should see more of those shapes coming in. The idea behind those shapes is that they're a little more maneuverable, more like a sports car than the SUV. They can go up and down a little faster without the balloon shape being distorted. They're usually a little smaller balloons as well, making them a little more responsive to the burner and to the vent.
Now, Art, just to the north side of the field, you see the racer that's stair-stepped with the multicolor, with the yellow, the blue, the green, the red. That's Aaron Gerbhardt from Indianola, Iowa, and Step It Up is the name of the balloon. And it looks to me, from my vantage point, he's got the best track yet thus far.
I think you're correct. He is already lower than that level we to come right in. If he gets any of that, it'll push him right over the boat. So that, I think, will be the next one in, and I think you called it. Don't go higher, don't go higher.
No, stay low, stay low.
I'm gonna miss it.
Having a small drive from the ground.
Damn it.
Armchair balloon pilots.
Pat Irwin has managed to go back up a little bit. You can see he's getting that push to the east.
Son of a bitch.
There's just enough variability out there that it's going to be.
I've been so close for the last couple of days.
Where do I want to be as I come down? Because no one is low enough to see exactly what's happening on the ground. I'm looking at the flags on the north end, and they seem to be mostly out of the north, but there's a little bit of tend to push to the southeast. So now Gary is dropping in over on the far northeast corner of the field. He's getting a cheer from the crowd out there.
He is. Cheer him on, folks. Cheer him on.
Dude, so close. I mean, if I had a marker, like an actual marker to throw, bro, that would have been point.
He's just entering the scoring area.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What was that wind shift?
I saw the red marker, but looks like they're going to throw the other color marker. Remember, the X's are kind of on the corners and out on the side.
Come on, give me a push back.
They've gone past the first X on that side. They've got one more in front of them. Wind it up. Give it a toss.
Not bad.
We're just a little too far away to see how close that is to the X.
We gave it our best shot, y'all. Gave it our best shot.
Well, the crowd likes it, so it's got to be close.
Well, and it looked like he might have thrown the red one on the island. Like I said, we had moved over to the other X. We're going to head back into the center. But two more markers dropped over there.
And so, unfortunately, Valdez, since you already took off from the ground, and by rule, if you stop in midair or even take off from another spot, that disqualifies you from this heat because there's only one launch, one liftoff. So, sorry, Valdez, but that's the rules. I mean, you can still fly and have fun and practice, but when it comes to scoring, it's been you got a DQ today, buddy. We got Lopez up here. Looks like he's going to be just west of it as well.
We're just 20 feet or so to the east of this paved road that comes down the field. And what happens a lot of times, they'll come in over that berm.
Yeah, he's going way over.
The balloons that are on the east side of the road get pushed east, while the balloons that come in on the west side of the road get pushed west. It's like there's a barrier above the ground over that road. We'll see if that sets up again today. Now we're back to watching the stepping up balloon that we mentioned. That's the stair step with the primary colors of yellow, red, green, blue, etc. And so far, he continues to have a straight south in.
But let's see what happens when he clears.
Even a touch of west.
Art, from my vantage point, he's starting to hook a little bit west, maybe more so than he would like, but he's still pretty close.
It's almost like now's the time to drop and plan on that road to push you back east.
Well, let's see if Lopez can try to, I don't know, he's probably going, yeah, he's,
as we say that,
I mean, you're kind of
drops.
beyond the point two there.
And it looks like he's making.
Remember, they can come all
Man,
the way
I
down
literally
to
was like
the
this
ground.
close,
They don't want
bro.
to hit the
Shit,
ground or
if I
touch
had
the
like a
ground.
beanbag, man, that was points. Even yesterday, I went between both of them. That was 15 points
Put
right
some
there.
good heat in there. Looks like it's going to
Shit.
level out nicely.
So close.
So he
Again.
is right over the landmass. Of course, we have the checkerboard racer coming in right behind him. It's going to be a little more to the east.
Yeah, looks
So
like
stepping up
Lopez is
over the
gonna
land, not throwing there, has
gonna
a
become just shy
white
as well.
marker in their hand, while the checkerboard, we'll see if they take the easy. They do. They take the solid score in the land with the checkerboard.
No, there's nothing against you, Valdez. That's just the rules in competition, bro. Got to keep everything fair. You know what I mean? Like, if I did it, Joe did it,
Number 92.
same rule apply, man.
That's the one.
But I'll tell you,
And so they're going, both of these guys are going for
Don't
the
feel bad. I
X's
haven't
on
gotten
the
shit since
far
I guess the first
southeast corner.
competition in Washington D.C.
Good
When I
throw
won like
and
2
stepping
events, I
up.
haven't won shit since. So
Clayton winds up. He tosses. He's in there good as well. So 2 good throws in a row.
our
from
next
the two
competition is
racers
going to be
going
the
in,
4th of
stepping
July
up.
weekend, July 3rd through the
And the
5th in
finish
Nashville.
line.
We got air show and everything.
if you turn to the north there, check out Pat. He's worked it, and it looks like he's got a good track. As long as that ground move stays what it was, he may go right over the boat.
You're not making it, man.
Yeah, we watched both of those 2 come in, and they went to the southwest. So Pat is northeast
Yeah, looks like Lopez
of the
just,
boat. Just exactly opposite. The other one we want to keep an eye on is the spiral racer that's in front of him. He's a little bit farther east, but if he can catch that direction to the southwest, which we saw was only 20, 30 feet off the ground, he could get pushed over this way. I don't think far enough to the boat. But you're right, Pat Irwin in the racer with the black, red coming down from the top, orange, yellow. That's looking good.
Yeah, can't get a banner number yet on that one to the right. If our crack camera crew can help me out here. From our south camera, we'll be able to zoom in and see who that is.
So I mean, I'm laying on the
think
field,
the
so I got
banner
1
numbers
point,
turn to the,
obviously, but I mean that
folks
ain't
on the-
really
on the side of the road over there.
that ain't shit.
And as soon as you tell me who it is, I'll say, oh yeah, I remember.
I mean, that was part of a point rule, but I forgot to mention it, so it doesn't count on this competition.
That is
But we'll on the
Patty
4th,
Nils.
on the 4th of July weekend.
From Mariana, Arizona, flying Listo is that balloon.
It looks
So
like
right over
Lopez
the
is
X,
just
just
going to
kinda
go
set it out.
north,
Not a throw, it's one of
Of
those
the
just kind
area.
of set it down right on the X.
and even though Valdez has been DQ'd, he's still going to come on in
You
and
guys
try to
can
have
see
a
it
little
there
shot
on
of
the,
practice
My
and see
only
if he
question
can.
is it looked like it
sharpen
was a
up his
red
skills.
marker, and remember we talked about that? Red markers are for the sit cutter, and the other color are for the markers. I think he may have mixed up his colors.
Yes, it was a red marker, unfortunately.
So that'll get measured to a Sid Cutter marker, where the white one he threw on the island will get measured to the X. So Pat has managed to get pushed off to the west.
Yeah, Art, it looks like if they hold it.
Now,
at that
Lopez,
altitude,
if you want to
back
do it
to Pat
again
was
just to
to
have
hit that
fun and
west
practice, I
foot.
mean, go ahead, because I mean you've already had your shot.
But remember, they
both
cannot
of us
drop below
missed.
that 75-foot
Valdez
pylon
is
marker until
DQ'd
they're
because
over
he
the
did a
scoring area,
relift
so
off.
They must maintain that altitude.
So
75 feet above
if you
the
want to
ground,
just take
that's
off one more
what
time and have
those
fun
big
and practice,
pylons, these leaded pylons
go for it.
signify for the pilots as they come
I'm gonna
in,
set
as
my
well as
camera
the
down
scoring
here for a
officials
minute and I'll
and
be
the
right
safety
back.
team.
and y'all have fun. Be right back, y'all.
So Pat and his additional pilot, whose name we can look up there, did drop the orange marker on the landmass, so that's going to be a good score. They're now looking to get over to the X with their other color marker.
And his additional
While we
pilot,
watch the
his additional pilot is Chris Sansacelli from Reno, Nevada.
So in looking, it was Chris who dropped the orange marker. Pat's winding up the yellow marker. Looks like a good throw into the X. So 2 good throws by Pat Irwin and his additional pilot. 2 good scores on the 2 tasks that are out here. And the conditions have changed from when we started 30 minutes ago. We were saying that you want to come in from the northwest. Now you need to be coming in from the northeast because everything here on the deck is now blowing to the southwest. Although the one that's coming in next, this kind of stair step with all the primary colors and the darker colors in the middle, they seem to be having more of a south, and then we've got the yellow racer coming behind. This Kubitschek coming by is 3:26.
Great. That's actually Peter Kubitschek.
And he's waving at us. So the island on that side. I don't see a marker thrown on the island. The next target would be the X. Al Nels is coming down the west side in Beautiful World while we kind of continue to watch Peter. And this yellow one is 067. Is that Zarek?
Steve Wilkinson from Palm Desert, California. This is
Steve.
his 35th balloon fiesta.
Okay. It did. Yeah, I was going to say the yellow isn't the right color for Zarek.
And no mustaches.
Yeah. There's a great throw on the hesitation waltz X in the northwest corner of the field by Steve.
Art, I believe the next one coming in up at the northeast end of the field has the stars with the vertical yellow, blue, yellow, red. That seems to be Jerry Palmer from Albuquerque, and the name of his balloon is Iona Balloon, and this is his first balloon fiesta, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is. Interesting story behind the name of that balloon, Iona. Obviously, with the red, orange, and yellow, the stars, etc., that's kind of like the Arizona flag, almost upside down. And it actually was an Arizona balloon. But if you take off the A, the R, and the Z of Arizona, you have left Iona. And I'm liking his line, too. There is definitely still a box up there. One of the last balloons to take off from the field before competition started is now high over the north end of the field. It's a blue and yellow vertical with some red darts in it. That's Sandia Sunrise 2. Peter Cuneo flying that. Like I said, he was one of the last ones off the field, and he's now high overhead, so he has flown that box. He is not part of the competition, though. Jerry is not getting, in Iona, is not getting the push to the southwest that he needs to get to the boat. Back to that barrier of the road.
It's almost like a dividing rod for balloons.
It's a pretty incredible phenomenon that we have watched for years out here during the competition.
Looks like Jerry's going to make a throw right here.
It's pretty far east of the landmass, but he's got a nice line on the X. There's his throw. Not bad to the X.
Very nice.
And I think you have Mr. Sprinkles going down over Concession Row a little bit farther east and south.
J.J. Mancini and Mr. Sprinkle. Now he's getting the turn, Art, but he may be past the boat at this point.
Yeah, there it is. So the orange marker dropped into the island. So good score there. So 2 good scores for Jerry Palmer. While we've kind of concentrated on the boat and the bow of the boat, that, of course, is the best score in the Sid Cutter Memorial Task. It's also the most difficult to get to because the area is so much smaller. So I think, especially with the conditions today, we're going to continue to see, as we have already, a lot of these pilots go for the more safe score, whether it be the landmass or the island areas that are out here. If you go for those, a lot easier to get in those. Yep, the distance is a little greater than the boat. But if you're there and there's nobody on the boat, you're still at the top of the leaderboard in that task.
I think that's a solid strategy for the conditions that are happening today, Art.
So I see another racer coming in, actually has the push to the southwest. He's pretty high. It's kind of the yellow staggered equator, greens at the bottom, blacks and blues at the top. Much more difficult to drop from that altitude because of that momentum we talked about. But it looks like he's trying to drop in now. May have waited too late to make that descent. But then I'm not piloting. 178. Past the landmass, obviously east of the boat. Throwing on the island, just outside the island. Winding up to try and get to the X, don't get it caught in the crown line. And there's the throw. You know, pilots will take those markers and just kind of get them into that windup to try and get some more distance from that. What happens is they forget that they have lines coming down like the crown line, and invariably they'll get it caught in that, and then they have to kind of untangle it and start winding it up and throw again. If you have to do that more than a couple of times, you've gone beyond the target. So the blue, black, silver racer coming down the left side, looks like 0, 3, maybe 7, drops his red inside the landmass. So a good score there. He's winding up to throw the white. Not going to go that X. Maybe he's going to look at the second X. He's thinking to get the crown line out of the way.
That's Scott
so
Hutchinson.
He can wind up and throw that.
That's Scott Hutchinson in uncorked.
Oh, sure.
Uncorked. And the one prior with the
Down
yellow
the east
equator.
side.
Yeah, the
Well,
yellow
ladies and gentlemen,
Art.
I guess that concludes our
One of her newer balloons.
fourth competition event. Unfortunately, nobody won
Red, white, blue
today.
down the east side. Should hit
Once
the
again, I
X.
came very
Certainly in a
close.
good position to hit the
No
X.
score. Yesterday, I literally went between these two. Literally went between this crap somehow. But
That's Tom Russo from
just want to say shout out to Lopez and Valdez for hanging out with us. Hey, no worries, Valdez, bro. It's all good, man. We make mistakes. It happens, dude.
165
We're still learning.
racer with the stair
I
step
just
tire, pink and white
want to make sure I
black.
keep it fair for everybody, my boy. That's all, man. That's all.
Is Ryan Byers
Real life
right
shit,
now?
bro. You know what I mean?
Landmass.
So, y'all have a great evening. See y'all in the morning, our last day here, and then taking Friday off. And I don't know. I might stop doing this for a while. Who knows? Because it's kind of died out, and I'm doing all promoting. Ain't nothing really happening. So, I don't know. But yeah.